Oh geez, I'm falling. Anyways, hey, what is up, guys? My name is Austin, and I should probably have a hat on, but I guess I'm too lazy for that. But anyways, today I'm gonna be going over my top 10 favorite albums. I have some favorites that are outside of this list because 10 is just not enough. But I wanted to give it to 10 because it's easier to keep track of. But I guess let's just get straight into it, and I'll have the little picture of the album cover. My light is giving me cancer again. It's just lightly flickering, but anyways. So number 10 is 160416 by Cavetown. This album, I've been listening to Cavetown since mid 2019. And I never really listened to this album till more recently, and I don't know why. This album is so good. Some of the songs are a little bit repetitive, but they're still really good songs, and it's just, if you listen to Cavetown and you haven't listened to this album yet, I highly suggest you go listen to it. It's a really good album. You know, Robbie, he puts a little bit of a different twist to this album that he never actually really did in any albums before or after it. So I really highly suggest you guys go listen to it because it's a really good album. Next up is Ohms by Deftones. This is their newest album, I believe. If this light does not stop flickering, I am going to kill myself. And this album, you know, a lot of people might not like it, and honestly, I don't know why. It's a really good album, you know. It really, I think they even tried to go back to like their little bit older-ish roots, like Diamond Eyes. I think they definitely tried to go back to that style and that feel. A little bit more, you know, like on the screamer-ish side, but you know, nothing. It still holds true to that very classic Deftones sound. Next up is Scaled and Icy by 21 Pilots. This album, I don't understand why not a lot of people like it. This album, that happy, upbeat tone I love it. I love it, and you know, it definitely gives a spin on the 21 Pilots sound, because you definitely still listen to this album and it's like, that's definitely got that 21 Pilots sound to it, and it does. It's a really good album. I don't understand why it doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Maybe because, you know, they've been around doing music for over a decade. I don't know. You know, some people are like, oh, they should go back to their original roots, which I do agree with you to some extent. You know, their new sound is not the way it used to be, but we heard this sound in Blurryface. What song was it? It was off of Blurryface. I can't remember. I'll probably put it like right here or something. Next up is Self-Titled by Korn. This album is like, wow. Definitely for the mid-90s, this whole album was like a big wow, especially to this brand new genre of music that had never really been like unsurfaced or even created till now, or until 1994. But this album, it really, like, it speaks for itself. I mean, the album cover, the song names that are in the album, it's an album that gets you talking, that's for sure. Next up is Self-Titled, I believe that's what it's called, by The White Stripes. I recently have gotten into The White Stripes. I've been listening to Seven Nation Army since I was 11, but I think that goes without saying. Seven Nation Army is an amazing song. Anyways, I really love Self-Titled by The White Stripes. It's got that really just raw, like almost like garage sound, but blues. When you think of most garage bands, you probably think of maybe grunge or pop punk, but this is garage sounding, but in a blues tone, and I love it. It's amazing. Just that rawness is just amazing. The riffs are easy to play. They're fun riffs to play at that, and Jack White's vocals are amazing. So. Next up is Sleepyhead by Cavetown, and this album I got, the first time I had listened to the whole album was when my mom bought the vinyl for me for Christmas last year, I believe. When I had listened to this album the first time, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't like it. But now, almost a year later of having the album, it's now one of my all-time favorite albums by Cavetown, and just the way that the lyrics are, you know, they speak to you in a certain way that not a lot of other artists can do, and that's why I really love this album a lot. And it does have a significant meaning to all the lyrics, and that's another reason why I like it, is just lyric-wise. That's a big reason why I love music, is just the lyrics behind the songs are amazing sometimes. Anyways, we have literally anything by the band called Run Definitely Run, and you may have never even heard of them before, but I highly suggest you go listen to them because their music is amazing. It's got like that, I think like that Pokemon theme sound to their music, and it's really, really good music. I don't really think of anything other than that. Anything by them is just absolutely amazing. But anyways, I think this next one is really difficult for me to pronounce, but it's Jill, I don't know how to pronounce it, by the White Stripes. This album is, I think, the second album, if I'm not mistaken, by the White Stripes. I might be wrong about that. Please correct me if I am. But this album, it's like a better version of Self-Titled. Like, it's got better production value. I think Jack White put like more thought into like his riffs and lyric writing into it, which I mean he did in Self-Titled, but Hello Operator is it's one of my favorite White Stripes songs. It's just a really good album, and I highly suggest you go listen to it because it still has that rawness to it, but like better produced, you know what I mean? It's still got that raw feeling to it. Anyways, next is Regional at Best by 21 Pilots. Unfortunately, you cannot actually just go anywhere and buy this album. If you want to have this album on CD or vinyl, you have to go to Etsy to buy a pre-made one of it. It's not official. The quality of the actual songs in it are a little bit dumbed down a little bit, but it's still amazing. I highly suggest that you go get this album on CD off of Etsy because I do have Self-Titled and Regional at Best on CD, and I'm so glad to have them because I don't think Warner is going to let us have this album anytime soon because it does suck. Or if you can get it on vinyl, which getting it on vinyl it's really expensive. It's pretty expensive for a vinyl record, even by today's standards. I think it's around $50 to $70. Or if you can even attempt to find an original, God forbid you do. God forbid you even have the money to buy one, but it's very difficult to. Anyways, last album is 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage by Cold. And you may have also never heard of this band or this album, but the early 2000s are honestly my favorite time period of music. Like, I'd say 95 to, I'd say, maybe, like, by the time I was born, so like 2006, 2007, that time period. This album is, I think, Cold's second album, if I'm not mistaken. Their first album, which was very good, by the way. He had, in his first album, if you've listened to it, he has that like a really grungy, like Alice Cooper sound to his music, but in a nu metal way, because that's what Cold is. They're a nu metal grunge mixture, and it's amazing. That's why I love them, because I love both of those genres. Lyric writing is amazing, guitar work is amazing, drum work is just amazing, production value of the whole album is just amazing. After this album, they did kind of dumb down a little bit in their style of music. They had a bit more of like a softer-ish tone to their music, but all their music afterwards is still amazing. And if you haven't listened to this album, I really highly suggest you do, because excuse me. I have realized I burped in almost every single one of my videos, and I don't regret it at all. So anyways, like I said, this album is just amazing. The first time I heard it, like I said, I didn't like it, but then it became to be one of my most favorite albums of all time. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what your guys' favorite albums are down in the comments below, because I really would like to know what your guys' favorite music are and what your guys' music tastes are. Crispin, I know you're watching this, and I know your music tastes, so... anyways, like I said, let me know what your guys' favorite music albums are down in the comments below. So this was my top 10. I hope you guys did enjoy watching this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like, because it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and share.